The chapter is angles and parallel lines. In this chapter, we will first discuss what is an angle. Angle is when two rays are having same initial point. For example, over here we have the two rays, ray OA and ray OB. Now both the rays OA and OB are having the initial point O. So they are forming an angle. Also, the two rays are forming the arms. So we can say these are the rays. Also, these can be called as the arms of the angle, right? So whenever there are two rays having initial point, the same initial point, they will form the arms of that particular angle. Now we have the types of angles. In types of angles we have acute, right, obtuse, straight angle and reflex angle. So acute angle is any angle which is in the measurement greater than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. Now this can be made like anyway, you can have so many angles which are greater than 0 but less than 90. For example, this your 90 is actually the straight line, that you can say the perpendicular line, right? So we can say this is 0 and this is 90. So any angle coming in between 0 and 90 will represent the acute angle. Next is the right angle. Your angles which are having the measurement of exact 90 degrees will be known as the right angles. As we know, this forms the right angle, right? Next is the obtuse angle. Obtuse angles are those angles which have the measurement of greater than 90 degrees but lesser than 180 degrees. See over here, I am not including 90 into this, because if an angle is having measurement 90, it will be a right angle, and even if it is 1 degree more, that is 91 degrees. 91 degrees is considered a obtuse angle, not a right angle, because it is greater than 90 degrees but lesser than 180 degrees. Then you can have other examples like 160. 160 is going to lie in between 90 and 180. So 160 is an obtuse angle. Similarly, you can have 170, 175, 179. But what about 180? Is 180 an obtuse angle? No. Why? Because the angles are lying between 90 and 180. That means we are not including 90 and 180 here. Whereas in the next one we have the straight angle. As I discussed, what will be the angle called if its measurement is 180 degrees? If the angle is having measurement of 180, it will be termed as the straight angle, right? And you know how is a straight angle represented? By a straight line only, because here if you want to represent angle made by ray OA and OB, that is going to be this only, and this forms 180 degrees. So we represent straight angle by making a straight line. Next is the reflex angle. Reflex angle is having measurement of greater than 180 but lesser than 360, and we know that will be lying somewhere below this, right? So any angle between, this is 0, this is 180. Again if you come back to this place after rotation, you will get back 360, right? So it is 0 degrees, or you can call it 360 degrees. So any angle that is going to lie between 180 and 360, all these are known as the reflex angles, because they are always greater than 180 but lesser than 360. Now we have the complementary angles and supplementary angles. What are complementary angles? The angles which have the sum equal to 90 degrees are known as complementary angles. Now what will be the example for these? You can have n number of examples. For example, there are three angles, angle A plus B plus C, having the sum of 90 degrees. So A, B and C are known as complementary angles. You can have 6 complementary angles, 8 complementary angles, any number of complementary angles, but they all should add up to give you 90 degrees, right? Even two angles can be there which can be termed as the complementary angles, because there can be two angles possible whose sum is equal to 90 degrees. So for complementary angles you can say two or more angles whose sum of angles is 90 degrees, right? So we can define the supplementary angles also similarly. Supplementary is different because here the sum of angles is going to be 180 degrees. So that means two or more angles whose sum is equal to 180 degrees will be termed as the supplementary angles. So we write over here two or more angles whose sum is equal to 180 degrees. That will be termed as the supplementary angles. Now you can have more than two angles also, right? Maybe you can have four angles whose sum is coming equal to 180 degrees. So you can say A, B, C and D are the supplementary angles because when you add them up together you are going to get 180 degrees. Next we have the adjacent angles. In adjacent angles we have the definition as the two angles are having common vertex. Please pay attention here. Common vertex, common arm, and the other arms of both angles lie on opposite side of the common arm. Please look at the figure. Here we have the two angles. This is angle 1 and this is angle 2. Now there are two angles made. Both the angles are having the common vertex as O, right? So my first point is true for this, that is they should have the common vertex. This is the common vertex for both angle 1 and both angle 2 also. They should have a common arm. Now you can see that they are sharing this arm together, that is OC. OC is the common arm shared by both angle 1 and angle 2. And the other arms of both angles must lie on opposite side of the common arm. Now this was one common arm of angle 1. If you want to check the other arm of the angle 2, of the angle 1 will be lying over here, whereas the other arm of angle 2 is lying on the other side. That means the other arms of the respective angles are lying on opposite side of the common arm. One is lying to the right of the common arm, the other is lying to the left of the common arm. So we can say that angle 1 and angle 2 are forming the adjacent angles. That means, again if you want to summarize this, in adjacent angles, two or three angles can have, is it possible that three angles can have a common arm? No, that is definitely not possible, right? So we will not define it with three angles, we can define it with only two angles because only two angles can have a common arm. Three angles cannot have a common arm, that is impossible, right? So the common arm is shared by two angles, the common vertex is shared by two angles, and the non-common arms, that is OB and OA, are lying opposite to the common arm, that is they are lying opposite to OC. One is lying to the left of OC and other is lying to the right of OC. So we can say angle 1 and angle 2 are forming adjacent angles. Next we have the linear pair. For linear pair we will be considering the case of adjacent angles only, but why adjacent angles are considered a linear pair in some cases, that is because when adjacent angles together form a straight line, there is a possibility, like over here I have made the two angles, one is represented with this larger red arc you can see, and one is represented with the smaller red arc. So we can look over here that these are having the common arm O and also they are sharing the common arm OC. So they have the common vertex, they have the common arm, and also their non-common arms, that is OA and OB, are lying to the opposite side of the non-common arm. So now we can say that angle AOC and angle COB are forming two adjacent angles. Now because they are forming two adjacent angles, can we check their sum? If the adjacent angles add up to give you a straight line, that is, and a straight line is of 180 degrees, so we can conclude that they are forming a linear pair. So what is linear pair? Linear pair is a case of adjacent angles only, but a particular case in which adjacent angles add up, or you can say the sum of adjacent angles will be equal to 180 degrees, or you can say it will form a straight line. For example over here, when you add up this total, both the angles, you get a straight line. So we can say that forms a linear pair.